in the Farsi language, the language of Iran. And they're just very much typical Wikipedians, just like Wikipedia volunteers anywhere. They're university students, they're professionals, and they're very, very excited about the prospect of Wikipedia for bringing good quality, neutral information to people who speak their language. According to a different site, ComScore, we're now the 5th most popular website worldwide. These numbers are a little bit out of date. We're still 5th most popular, but now we have around 280 million unique visitors monthly. So the other sites that are larger and more popular would be all of the Google sites combined, including, for example, YouTube and Google and all their other properties. The Microsoft sites, Microsoft MSN, their live search engine, Yahoo, AOL, and then Wikipedia. For a little while we passed AOL, but now we're basically very, very close to AOL, about the same size. So normally when I get to this point in my talk, people are imagining what the organization must be like, and they often have a really wrong idea of what we're all about and what it's like. People imagine that we must have a big building somewhere with 2,000 employees running around. They imagine that I'm flying around the world in a private jet. Well, none of this is true. Wikimedia Foundation that runs Wikipedia is a charity. We're a nonprofit organization, and in fact, we're a very, very small organization. If we think of all of the people who are deeply involved in Wikipedia, all of the people who are involved in creating the Wikipedia content, managing the website, it's a global community of maybe as many as 100,000 active people. But the staff is actually, well, according to this chart, which is a little old, it says 22 people. We've got 3 more people now, so we're up to 25. I'm a little concerned the organization is getting to be a little bloated, but I think we'll be okay. So really the staff at Wikipedia is very, very small. Now next I have a video which I'm going to show which tells you a little bit more about the Wikimedia Foundation and how it operates. We didn't actually test the sound live, so hopefully this will work. And we'll see what happens here.
The Wikimedia Foundation is the organization behind Wikipedia and 8 sister free information projects. We're a huge, really popular website. We're the #4 website in the world, 250 million people using it every month, and we're a nonprofit.
It's an amazingly vibrant atmosphere, and I guess the first thing that amazed me when I showed up was just how small the operation is. Most people think that it's a fairly large setup, all sorts of editors, crazy amount of developers and administrators, and really it's not.
When I first got hired, I thought I'd be walking into a very large-scale company, and I walked in, and at that time it was like 5 people.
So the bulk of what we do and the bulk of the value that's created for the organization, for the projects, is done by volunteers all around the world. Here in the office, there's a staff of 23 people, and what we do is facilitate and support those volunteers in the work that they're trying to get done.
There's a volunteer community who are very much a part of the organization.
We are the smallest part here in San Francisco. It's much bigger.
The knowledge is freely available for a much broader population than it has been in the past.
Wikipedia is available in 264 languages.
The biggest part of my work is to broaden the participation of the Wikipedia language versions.
We want to broaden participation. We want to target particular groups and encourage readers in those groups to actually become editors.
We work with thousands and thousands of volunteers, people who are not paid to edit Wikipedia, who do it with the love of the project.
We don't pay people to do that. They're not all in one place. It's a volunteer. It's decentralized all over the world.
One thing that a lot of people don't understand is they can edit. You know, they can go in and change things.
We want to continually work to increase the quality of information in the encyclopedia.
The natural reflex now is for people to look stuff up.
My first encounter with Wikipedia was obviously doing research. It is the standard bearer for free knowledge no advertising.
I see a common good in the work that I do.
We actually see the benefits.
It's a global movement.
And it's free.
We're trying to get free information to people everywhere in the world.
So it's really a remarkable organization, and the staff there in San Francisco do a fabulous job of keeping the website running, the fundraising and all of that. But they have very, very little to do with the actual website itself. What you see on the website is all handled by volunteers, and I think that's a pretty amazing thing. So one of the most important questions that people always have about Wikipedia is, of course, what about the quality? How good is Wikipedia? Well, I'm always encouraging academics to do more research into the quality of Wikipedia, because I think it's really a very important thing. If we think about the role that Wikipedia has come to have in our modern culture, it's truly a very, very important thing that all of us should take a concern to say, is Wikipedia as good as it should be? Because so many people rely on it. And even if we think it's pretty good, I always have the question, even if it's pretty good, how can we make it better? And where are the areas that we can improve? So far, there's not a lot of academic research into this. I think the best thing that we've seen so far, there was an article in Nature about a little more than 3 years ago now, so it's a little bit out of date. And what they did is they took articles of a similar length from Britannica and from English language Wikipedia, and they sent 50 articles out to experts in that topic. And the topics chosen were scientific and technical topics. And they asked these experts to compare the two entries and to just simply report back on how many errors they found in each entry. Well, the results were very, very interesting. What they found is that Britannica had an average of around 3 errors per article, and Wikipedia had an average of around 4 errors per article. So, well, we weren't quite as good at that time, 3 years ago, as Britannica, but I think this study opened people's eyes to the idea that we were getting close, that it was coming closer and closer. I actually think for most people what was really surprising about this study is not that not that Wikipedia had 4. The really surprising thing is that Britannica had 3 errors per article when they asked experts. This is not a criticism of Britannica. One of the reasons that I like to point this out is to say, look, even the very best, highest quality encyclopedias are full of errors. This is part of the human condition. We will always have errors in everything. Every newspaper has errors every day. Every book has errors. This is just natural, and we should accept it and understand it. We should try to make the errors be as small as possible and as few as possible, but we'll never do away with error completely. For me, what was actually really interesting and fun about this particular study was to look at the response of the Wikipedia community versus the response of Britannica. So when this study came out, Britannica very soon afterwards released a 22-page attack on the study, a denunciation that the study was badly done and that it didn't make any sense. In one media interview, a spokesperson for Britannica actually suggested that they might file a lawsuit against Nature for this terrible attack on them. The Wikipedia volunteers, on the other hand, had a very different reaction. They came to me and they said, Jimmy, can you please contact the author of this study and find out the list of errors so that we can fix them? So this is what they did. We got the list of errors in Wikipedia that had come from this study. They went through them. They had a project. One by one, they went and researched and corrected the errors. And there was one really funny story that came out of this that I thought was fairly interesting. One of the errors that Wikipedia had, there was a famous scientist from a few hundred years ago, and according to Wikipedia, and I don't remember the exact numbers, but according to Wikipedia, he was the 13th of 14 children, when in fact he was the 12th of 13 children. So I said, well, this is an error, actually. It's unfortunate we had this error, but with that many children, I'm not sure that his mother could even keep count. Well, so what they did when they went to look for how did this error happen? Did somebody come in and change one